Good evening. Nice to see faces in person, not on the screen, but we're very appreciative of the Zoomies here too. Welcome everyone. My name is Beth. I am the sales director for travel and experiences here at CAA Niagara. Everybody's dusted off their passports, right? Right? Because we're going to need those very soon because I'm hoping everyone's looking to go on a river cruise in the very close future. Just very quickly, who's been on a river cruise before? Oh, kind of about half. Okay, excellent. So we're very privileged today to have 4 of our preferred river cruises here with us. And what we've asked them to do is sort of river cruising. If you've done it before, you've been on different cruise lines, they're somewhat similar, but they all have some special niche, some special area where they have different areas, whether it's itineraries, ships, things that you're experiencing on the cruises. So that's what they're going to feature tonight. But by all means, if you have any questions, the presentations will be about 20 minutes, and then we will have time for Q&A as well after. Okay, and we do have our agents here, so hopefully everybody's here a CAA member. If not, we can set you up there too, because there's lots of great added benefits while you're on the cruises when you're a CAA member. And very happy to say we have something for all ladies tonight. I have to be careful, no Jen. All ladies this evening from our branches. I'm going to quickly introduce them. So if you have any questions about booking or any specifics, please don't hesitate to go by and see them. So we do have 5 branches from our Thorold office, which is just around the corner here. We've got Amy. I'll just wave Amy. There we go. Yeah. All from Niagara Falls, Margit. There was somebody. Oh, Jen from our groups department, also in our Thorold. And from Welland, Paula. And Emily from Grimsby. I didn't miss anybody, right? Okay. I'm going to do this now because I always forget Lois because she's just always just there. Where's Lois? Oh, she's in the front. Okay. I'll use that later. So anyway, I'll turn this over to Neil from AmaWaterways. Try that again. Neil from AmaWaterways.
Thank you, Beth. There we go. Trivia, so. All right. Well, I get to kick things off. So as Beth said, the 4 of us are here. We're actually going to talk to you about the world of river cruising. And yes, we are all slightly different. Some of us are 4-star, some of us are 5-star. Obviously, they'll be talking about the products and stuff. So there is a lot of similarities, but what they asked us to do is really try to present on what is unique to our brand. So that's going to be very easy for me to do because there's a lot of things that only AmaWaterways has. So folks, a bit about our company. We are a family owned and operated company, and it's 20 years we've been around. And our birthday is on Canada Day, so that's our Canadian connection. So, and I am of course the BDM taking care of all of the advisors in Central and Eastern Canada. So these are the families that are our owners. You've got Rudy and Christine, husband and wife team from Germany and Austria. So really bringing a lot of great in-depth knowledge to our main destination, of course, which is Europe. And then the Murphys are from the US. So internationally owned and operated company, and that truly is reflected in our product as well. Now, this is one unique thing that I can say is that we are actually the only river cruise line of all the ones who are going to be here tonight whose sole focus is on river cruising. We don't have an ocean cruising division to worry about. We do not have a coach touring division to worry about. We want to bring you the best luxury river cruise experience out there. Now, I love to say the owners are what makes the company, and it's really true in our case. And the reason for that is because Rudy, down there in the bottom right-hand corner, he's actually considered the godfather of river cruising for a number of things that he brings out to the world of river cruising. Very innovative and such. And that's because he's actually the architect and designer of every single one of our ships. So he's not just an owner, but he's very involved with the product itself. First company to have balconies on our river cruise ships. We have the shallowest draft of any river cruise lines. We only need 4 feet of water underneath us in order to be able to cruise. And sometimes there are water level issues over in Europe. So he's always able to address these kinds of things. Now, currently, we've got a fleet of 25 ships sailing on the rivers in and around the world. So not just in Europe, but some of our exotic locales as well. And a key factor was that Rudy wanted to make sure that all of our ships, you have the same onboard AmaWaterways experience. So no matter where you cruise with us, you're always getting that same experience. But I am going to highlight one ship, folks. And this is one of the first things I'll talk about that is unique to AmaWaterways. And it's the Ama Magna. Now, the Ama Magna is the world's largest river cruise ship ever to be built. It's twice as wide as the regular river cruise ship experience. And it's really designed for any of you who've ocean cruised before. And maybe you've looked at the world of river cruising thinking, well, there's just not enough to do on board the river cruise ships like there are on my beautiful ocean cruises. Well, that is why Rudy built this ship. It was for you personally in mind. So the AmaMagna actually has 4 restaurants on board, all of which are included, different menus and such, including that lovely alfresco dining experience you're seeing down there in the bottom left-hand corner. Multiple lounges on the ship, including a private movie theater, so multiple entertainment going on. Again, just like you would find on the beautiful ocean ships. It's got a rooftop heated pool, it's got a hot tub, but folks, we only added another 40 passengers, so 196 guests. Now, our average river cruise ships have 156 guests. Some of the 4-star lines will have upwards to 180. So we've only got 196, but with twice as much space. And that's because we want to bring an experience that's never been seen before, and that is the size of the suites. They actually start at 355 square feet and go up to 710 square feet. That is bigger than my condo in downtown Toronto. So let me tell you, it's very, very spacious for you on board, folks. So let me just introduce you to the AmaMagna and just to let you know a bit about what makes it a different kind of experience.
In May 2019, Europe's regal Danube River will welcome another jewel in her crown, the AmaMagna. At twice the width of traditional river cruise ships, yet carrying only 196 guests, this gem has been crafted by AmaWaterways to meet the needs of discerning cruise travelers. The sun deck offers a pool, whirlpool, bar, barbecue, walking track, and plenty of spaces to view the Danube's rolling vineyards and majestic cities. The alfresco restaurant at the front features a dining area with both retractable roof and windows that invites Europe's natural splendors and gentle breezes inside. A pop-up elevator provides easy access to the sun deck, while a water sports platform opens to reveal a sundowner boat and leisure platform. A view of the ship's decks reveals just how much luxurious personal space AmaMagna provides, with its mostly all-suite accommodations, measuring from 355 to 710 square feet, and featuring full balconies. The main lounge is the place to enjoy entertainment, while the expansive Zen Wellness Studio is the place to get active or to indulge in a spa treatment. The alfresco restaurant, the main restaurant, the chef's table, and Jimmy's wine bar restaurant entice guests with exquisite dining experiences. Built with the environment in mind, AmaMagna is an eco-friendly ship with quieter and more fuel-efficient engines. AmaMagna has been designed to take the river cruise experience to a new, unique level. Welcome aboard.
So that's just a little glimpse into the AmaMagna, what makes it a bit special. Now, it can only sail on the Danube River. That's the only river that has locks big enough to take a ship that size, but that's also the river that 80% of first-time river cruisers tend to choose. So it is a great vessel for you to try out river cruising if you've never done this before. Now, in all of our ship, of course, we've got multiple restaurants on board. It's the AmaMagna that has 4, but all of our other ships have 2 restaurants on board as well. These are all included. And I'm going to actually tell you something positive that's come out of COVID. I know that's rare to say, but obviously during COVID, we were the only river cruise line that actually cruised in 2020 and in 2021. Now, in 2020, it was just for our European passengers, but there was enhanced health and safety protocols that were put in place in order for us to cruise, because on the rivers of Europe, of course, we are always sailing within the confines of a country. Therefore, we must adhere to the advanced health and safety protocols that that country puts down. This is very different to ocean cruising. Once you're into international waters, they don't have the same kinds of rules or regulations. This is why you've never really heard of any issues happening on the river cruise ships during the COVID period. But one of those enhancements was that buffets, which almost all the river cruise lines do for breakfast and lunch. Those were obviously not allowed to happen during COVID. As of May 1st, all of these protocols have been erased over in Europe. And of course, all the river cruise lines have gone back to doing buffets for breakfast and lunch. But our owners decided that we actually liked the elevated dining experience. So there'll be no more buffets on any AmaWaterways river cruises. We're actually doing a la carte meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, folks, if there's any of you who are true foodies, you might recognize these two organizations, Table et Auberge or Chaîne de Rôtisseurs. They are the oldest gastronomic societies in the world. And any true five-star restaurant really does want this accreditation attached to their menus. And folks, we are the only river cruise line to have ever received either of these designations. And that's based on the food, wine, and service that we have for you on board. And some of the onboard services, of course, you've got massage, hairdressing, that's all great. Fitness center on each and every one of our ships. We've got a full-time wellness host on each of our ships as well, offering complimentary classes for you. 20 or 25 bikes, free of charge, to take out in any port of call, should you wish to do so. We've also got guided cycling tours on every single one of our cruises as well. And of course, probably the most popular area happens to be the rooftop heated pools we have on each and every one of our ships as well. Now, folks, this is also something very different for river cruising, specifically with AMA. The cruise manager might tell you about an amazing vintage of wine or a special liqueur that's only available in that next port of call. Folks, you can purchase that, you can bring it back on board, enjoy it wherever you like, including in the lounge or up at the pool. We really want you to be able to cruise exactly how you wish to do so and not pay for anything once you're actually on board. Now, some of the enhancements we've made over the years, of course, drinks are always included with all of your meals, unlimited beer, wine, and soft drinks. But what we were finding is that guests would go off on their included sightseeing tour because every single day there's a sightseeing tour included. In the larger cities and towns, we actually give you choices of tours, 4, sometimes 5 different choices to allow you to customize your touring activities. A guest would come back after their included sightseeing tour in the middle to late part of the afternoon. They get ready for the cruise manager's port talk. Not to know, about 80% of our guests would actually purchase a drink from the bar. So in 2018, we decided to include these as well. It's called Sip and Sail, basically unlimited drinks, whether these are alcoholic or non-alcoholic, leading right up until dinner time begins. But my favorite enhancement would have to be the My AmaCruise app. Now, this is an app designed for you to use before, during, and after your river cruise experience. Now, before, it'll have all sorts of information on your cruise. Your documents will be in there, of course, information on the ship you'll be going on. But my favorite part of this app happens when you're actually on the cruise. Now, I will assume each and every one of you listening or watching here tonight has taken a guided tour at some stage in your life. That means you've listened to a tour guide take you around an area and tell you about all those beautiful sights that you're seeing. They'll tell you about that beautiful castle over there. They'll tell you all about the history, and of course, you take a picture, remember that. You carry on your tour a little bit more, and they tell you about that stunning church over there. They tell you all about the history, and you take a picture to remember that. And you get back home after your 1 or maybe your 2-week vacation, and you start looking back through your hundreds and hundreds of pictures, and you look back through some of these going, I have absolutely no idea what that is, let alone why I took a picture of this thing. Well, folks, if you take all of your pictures now through the My AmaCruise app, all of the notes that the tour guide gave you on that day can automatically be linked to the pictures you took that day. Forms into your own digital photo album for you to look at for years and years, and remember every part of your AmaWaterways River Cruise experience. And with one simple click, it's uploaded to your favorite social media site, whether that's Facebook or Instagram. So very excited, of course, about that app. Now, this is just a map of all the different rivers that we cruise on. Of course, all the rivers in Europe, the Main, the Rhine, the Danube, the Moselle rivers, all the rivers in France, the Douro in Portugal, a few exotic rivers outside of continental Europe. Now, you're going to see that all the river cruise lines presenting tonight all cover all of those rivers in Europe. So we are going to focus on some products that are exclusive only to AmaWaterways. And I'm going to start with our celebration of wine river cruises. Now, it was the brainstorm of this lovely lady that you see on the screen here named Liz Barrett. And her idea was to bring a North American wine host over onto a couple of our cruises, have them bring their New World wines from North America to compare to the Old World wines of Europe where you are cruising through, because there's a big difference between the Old World and the New World. You get some extra included excursions off some great chateaus and wineries along the way, some wine paired dinners, of course, some extra talks on board and such. And we had no idea what the reaction would actually be to these kinds of cruises. We started with 2 of them in 2009. This year, we're operating 64 different wine river cruises. Now, folks, you do not have to be a wine connoisseur in order to enjoy these cruises, because honestly, wine truly does relate to the history of Europe. I will tell you right now, all I know about wine is one is red and one is white, because I drink beer. But when you go on one of these beautiful cruises, you find out all about the different facts of how it actually relates to the history of Europe. This is a great fact. Medieval hospitals and wine, what do they have in common? It's actually used to cure various illnesses. So wine really has a long history with Europe, and it's really great to see. I always like to throw this in there, of course, what's the 3rd largest producer of Pinot Noir? people are often shocked to hear that it actually comes out of Germany. So lots of incredible experiences. And let me just have Liz herself tell you a bit more about these beautiful wine river cruises.
Hi, my name is Liz Barrett, and I'm a certified specialist of wine, and I am the wine expert for AmaWaterways and all of our wine cruises in Europe. One of the wonderful things about joining us on our Celebration of Wine cruise is we bring a North American wine host on board who can help you navigate through the sometimes complicated world of understanding the old world wines, the old world culture and traditions versus the new world wines and traditions that your palate is based on. This wine host speaks your language. They understand your palate better than anyone else, even you, because your palate has probably grown up on big, fruit-forward wines as opposed to the old world wines that are more steeped in tradition. We've created some wonderful wine excursions that you get to enjoy almost every single day. You'll have expert guides that take you into these family-owned wineries, some rich cellars that are steeped in tradition. We've added a gorgeous wine-paired dinner during the cruise, where you will get to enjoy our exquisite cuisine that is award-winning, paired with some of the wonderful wines that the host has actually brought on board. They'll be explaining it to you, guiding you through it. Since we have a wine host on board from North America, you get a comprehensive education and experience into the entire global world of wine. We look so forward to having you join us on one of our Celebration of Wine cruises this fall.
That's just a great little glimpse into our wine river cruise experiences and such that we have. And the last one I want to tell you about in Europe is called Seven River Journey. And this was really feedback from our clients who said, listen, I go on these beautiful world cruises, and why doesn't an experience like that exist on the rivers of Europe? I've been on some of these stunning 30-night up to 180-night cruises, and we would love to see all the rivers at one time. So we thought, well, why not try to invent an experience like that that never existed before? So we call it our Seven River Journey. So this is the true bucket list item. If you've never done a river cruise, it will take in absolutely everything. It debuts in 2023, 7 rivers, 14 countries, 45 nights. So June 1st, 2023 is when it actually debuts. Now we released this back at the beginning of the year. Again, this has never existed before, so we had no idea what the response might be. Within 4 days, it was 96% sold out. So what does any good company do? We brought out 2 more departures for you. We have a spring departure, a summer, and a fall one now. Now, they're all slightly different. The spring one spends a bit more time up in the Netherlands and Belgium. The summer one spends a bit more time in France, while the fall one actually spends a bit more time on the AmaMagna. So again, very unique experiences, but folks, this might be the best way. If you've never river cruised, it could be that perfect way to see everything all at once in 2023. Now, finally, I want to talk about our exotic rivers collection. Again, just talk about a couple that are exclusive to us. Now, yes, we were the very first river cruise line to have our own ship on the Mekong. Incredible area, of course, to go see. But I want to talk to you about the wildlife river cruise experience that we have in Africa. Now, of course, if anybody goes to Africa, the main reason is to go and see the wildlife. And if you take one of those beautiful land safari tours, there's never a guarantee that you'll actually see all of the wildlife. But folks, if you take a wildlife river cruise with us, we can actually guarantee that you will see all the wildlife, because the Chobe River is the only watering hole between Namibia and Botswana, meaning all of those animals must come to the river, just like you see there, every single day to bathe, to feed, and that's where you'd be sitting on the beautiful and very intimate Zambezi Queen. Only 28 guests, 14 balcony suites. So again, similar experience for you on board. You can add South Africa, Rovos Rail, Kruger National Park. You can go to East Africa, over to Kenya and Tanzania. And you can also add the very exclusive Rwanda Gorillas package on to the program as well. So let me just introduce you to the beauty that is the Zambezi Queen. Again, another truly unique product with us as well that I wanted to mention of. And of course, finally, I want to tell you about another brand new product we're bringing out, and that's coming out at the end of next year. We'll be the very first river cruise line to have our own ship on the Magdalena River in Colombia. And again, this will very much be a South American wildlife experience, much like our African one. It'll be a 7-night cruise in and out of Bogota with extensions off to the Amazon and Galapagos. So always being very innovative and such. Now, the next few slides are going to talk about some great early booking offers. And when I actually set this lovely presentation into the team here at CAA Niagara, these were all great promotions. But you're seeing I'm flipping through them because I'm going to tell you that a new offer just came out, and I'm going to tell you about that one instead. Now, of course, hopefully everybody is a CAA member because you get member benefits on every single cruise with AmaWaterways. We are very close partners, of course. And if you are a past passenger, you also get past passenger savings as well. But folks, we are launching as of today a brand new promotion now that there's no longer testing requirements for Canadians. I can tell you right now, the phones have been ringing off the walls for the last couple of weeks with Canadian travel advisors booking for guests wanting to go this year. And as a result, we have brought out an incredible promotion. Now, I know tonight I was just here for 20, 25 minutes to tell you an overview, but folks, I am coming back to the Niagara-on-the-Lake area on the 13th of June over at the Hilton Garden Inn at 7 p.m. So I'll be doing a full presentation talking a bit more about these great promotions. But the promotion is basically any of our cruises this year that still have a sale on them, which means we've still got some space on them. We are going to allow you to book into that in a category E, so the lead-in picture window stateroom, but we'll be upgrading you to the best cabin available on that cruise, except for the suites, but the best cabin available. So that is a great savings, but we didn't stop there. We're also giving you free round-trip airfare. So it is an incredible promotion for you to come. So again, if you want to learn more about that, come on out on the 13th of June, but your CAA Niagara team can already start booking that great promotion now, so you can go up and find out. There's great offers, of course, for 2023 into 2024. And of course, don't forget about our Travel Waiver Plus policy. It's a reassurance policy, allows you to book with full peace of mind and change your mind for absolutely any reason up until 24 hours prior to departure and not get hit with any sort of change or cancellation penalties. So folks, that is my portion of the evening, but does anyone have any questions? Sorry? The Hilton Garden Inn over in Niagara-on-the-Lake, 13th of June. Just get in touch with your CAA Niagara team. They can sign you up for that for sure. So any questions for me, folks, before I bring up Ernie? Yes. Yes. Most definitely. That is easy to do. We can take care of any sort of dietary restrictions whatsoever. Gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian, just let the CAA Niagara team know, and they will make note of your file. And I will tell you that the chefs will come out and find you and ask you what it is you like. It's not like you're just going to get salad. They will actually come out, create an equally impressive array of meals with your specific dietary needs in mind. So no worries. Yeah. That is ocean cruising. That cannot happen on a river cruise. We wouldn't be allowed to operate because river cruise ships are always operating within the confines of a country, which means we have to adhere to all of their protocols. We use that ocean ships can do that when they're in international waters. There's actually no regulations that they have to follow. That's why the COVID things were a bit different. So you'll never see that on a river cruise ship. It's just not even possible. So we are in port every single day, so it's taken off the ship then. So no worries. Anything else? All right. Who am I just bringing Ernie right on? Excellent. We are going to bring on Ernie. You can't hear me through the door. Ernie Uniworld is up next. There he is right there. But I'm taking my clicker with you, so you got to turn on the other thing.
Oh, yes, I see it. How is everyone doing? Well, see me on virtual. All right, perfect. Hello, everyone. As my colleague Neil kind of introduced me, my name is Ernie Valentin. I am the strategic account manager for Uniworld. I have been with Uniworld for a whole 2 months. So this is my first live event with Uniworld, but also my first live event in 2.5 years. So it's been a long time, but it's always nice to see phenomenal and some fun faces here. Who here has done a river cruise before? Oh, quite a bit. That's awesome. Who has cruised with Uniworld before? Okay, so only 2. So we'll need to change that. So with Uniworld, this saying is definitely very true, where sometimes the journey is just as extraordinary as the destination. So everyone always gets very excited about the destination, where they're going to go, what they're going to see, what they're going to be doing, eating, drinking, all of that kind of stuff. And with Uniworld, we want that full experience where you're not just excited about the destination, but you're also excited about sailing on Uniworld and experiencing the onboard experiences, essentially. So why a river cruise? With Uniworld, our average guest capacity is 120 guests. So very small, very intimate. We have only 60 cabins on average on our sailing ships. And again, the reason why is because we have more community space on our ships. With the renovations into our super ships, we've actually created more community space, more opportunities for our travelers to be able to not only eat in the main dining room, but have the opportunity to eat in smaller restaurants on board as well. And not only with river cruising, with ocean cruising, if you've done it, you're going to the heart of the destination. But with a river cruise, you're going into the smaller towns, the smaller villages. You're really getting immersed in the destination. So you're essentially going through the arteries of the country, I like to say. We also have, obviously, when you're boarding the ship, there's no lines, anything like that as well. And the beautiful thing is, for every 2 travelers, we have one person on board who is there to help you with whatever you need. So service is always going to be paramount when you're traveling to Uniworld as well. We are also the most inclusive luxury experience as well. You probably have heard, if you haven't done a little bit of research as well, the key things that I do want to touch on are the included excursions. So there's going to be multiple options throughout the days, basically, where you have the opportunity to choose options that are included. There's also farm to table cuisine, 24-hour room service. So if your fine dining experience during dinner isn't enough, you have the opportunity to be able to order something for room service as well. complimentary bicycles. We also have our fitness classes and fitness centers on all of our ships, on all 20 ships. And we also have ship-wide Wi-Fi. And that's another big thing. Everyone always wants to be connected to their family, to social media, and just to make sure that they can have that connection with back home when they're traveling. So that's a key thing to keep in mind there as well. Farm to table cuisine is absolutely phenomenal. I just came back from my first Uniworld experience a week and a half ago. And I can tell you that you will not have a Cisco truck pulling up to the side of a Uniworld ship, essentially delivering the food. The chef goes out every single day into the market and picks the food for the meals that our guests are going to have. There's always going to be regionally focused meals. Now, if you have dietary restrictions, whatever they may be, you would just have to let your agent at CAA know, and they would be able to accommodate that as well. Now, if you don't want a regionally focused meal and you want a steak and potatoes, you have that ability to be able to do that as well. But we always recommend that you have the opportunity to be able to taste the flavors of the destination that you're traveling to. The most important part that I almost skipped over. Unlimited pours. This is another huge added benefit as well. If you want to have a mimosa in the morning for breakfast, you have that opportunity to be able to do that. If you wanted to have a glass of Sauvignon Blanc for lunch, you can do that as well. And it's unlimited. So regardless of how many glasses you have, as long as you can walk back to your cabin, you are fine. And this also includes upgraded liquor as well too. So the premium liquor essentially as well. Outstanding service. I can attest to this myself, and those that may have traveled on Uniworld as well can attest to it. Our staff literally are on top of their game. Our staff are all employees of Uniworld. On average, their tenure is about 9 to 10 years. So it's very long that they actually stay with the company. And I can speak from experience, their attention to detail is crazy. You're walking into the bar in the evening, they already have the glass of wine that they're pouring for you as you approach the bar. Now, if you have something specific that you like to drink, they'll remember that after the second day, just because our ship sizes are so small. Exclusive experiences as well. So like I mentioned, we have multiple excursions throughout the cruise that is included. But there are always going to be exclusive inclusions in there for the Uniworld traveler. So for example, you'll have either early access to a museum or an art history museum, whatever it may be, before the crowds and before it's open to the general public as well. You'll have the opportunity to be able to have private access to behind the scenes of wineries, all of that kind of stuff as well too. Private sommelier that will come into the winery as well and kind of talk about the wine and all that kind of stuff as well. Then we also have our master choice or masterpiece collection or experiences as well. So these are above and beyond the normal experience that we offer. It could be access to Stromberg Palace in Austria before it's opened. And you get to go into areas of the palace that is normally closed to the general public as well. All of our ships are floating boutique hotels, and they will be reflective of the destinations that we're traveling to. I always like to say a Marriott is a Marriott, regardless of whether it's in Toronto or in Egypt. When you're going on a Uniworld experience, every ship that we have is one of a kind. Not one will ever be the same. And it's always going to be reflective of the regions that we're traveling to as well. So for example, if you're going to Egypt, you're going to feel like you're being transported in Egypt. The architecture that you're seeing on land is what you're going to be seeing on the ship as well. There's going to be suites. We have quite a number of more suites on our ships as well. And the beautiful thing with our suites, not only are they larger, they're multi-room, they also have larger bathrooms. So a lot of our suites will actually have bathtubs, standalone showers, bidets on some of them as well. So that's an added benefit. There's also a butler service that is included with the suite stay. So whatever your ask is, whether you want to have breakfast in bed, room service in the middle of the night, you have that ability with the butler service as well. Premium service, so it's either Asprey toiletries that will be in the bathrooms, or it can be airmouth as well. And there's always going to be a fully stocked bar for you as well. Like I mentioned, all of our ships are going to be equipped with a fitness facility as well. There's going to be daily programming on our ships as well, whether it be morning yoga, morning stretches. There will always be something if you want to continue your active lifestyle that you live at home. While you're traveling, you have that ability to do that with Uniworld as well. We also have our Generations collection. So with the Generation collection, we're starting to see a huge uptick in terms of intergenerational travelers looking to travel with their families, create those memories. And this is a great way. Not a lot of people think about river cruising for intergenerational travel, but definitely something that is very unique, very different, and a great way to create a memorable experience. Solo travel has also picked up quite a bit. I can speak from personal experience. My mom herself, she loves to travel. My dad does not. So she said to my dad years ago to screw off, and she just basically goes and does her own thing. So if you are in that situation, or you know someone that is a solo traveler, you have the opportunity to be able to experience these and not feel like you're paying triple or double the price. On a lot of our departures, we offer single reductions, or the solo rate is completely reduced, so you're only paying one double rate, which is fantastic. We also have holiday season cruises. So if anyone has ever wanted to experience a Christmas river cruise, we start those in November. If you've experienced the Toronto Christmas markets, it is nothing compared to what you're going to see in Nuremberg. In Europe, they go all out with the mulled wine, the experience, the shows, everything that they have is bar none, and it will be one that you will remember. Now, if you wanted to go and do a Christmas and New Year's river cruise, we have those available for you as well. So I just wanted to kind of give you a quick glance on where we go with Uniworld. So we go to 38 countries total. 30 of those are within Europe. So we do all of the major rivers, and we also do some exotic destinations as well, which include Peru, Vietnam, and Cambodia, Egypt, just to name a few. So what is new for 2022? So this is a very, very unique experience where we've actually integrated not only our river cruise experiences, but we've also integrated land as well as luxury rail experience on our experiences. So what that essentially includes is premium accommodations throughout. So you're looking at luxury accommodations. The actual on-train experience is one that will be very, very similar to what you experience on Uniworld, if not greater. In terms of that, you could have dinners or breakfasts in your cabin. They're all suite cabins as well. So just imagine going through the Swiss Alps while you're having breakfast in your own suite as well. The dining and entertainment is seamless throughout as well. There's always going to be entertainment both in the evening and opportunities to go out and sightsee during the day as well. So just to highlight some of the itineraries that we have our Milan, Venice, and the Swiss Alps. So one night in Milan, and then we transfer you over to Venice so that you can board the SS La Venezia and essentially sail through the Po River. You also get to see 3 of the islands in Venice as well. You go onto Burano Island, you have the opportunity to be able to tour and experience that area there as well. And then you have 3 nights on the Golden Eagle Express. Another very unique experience is Venice to Istanbul as well. Obviously going on our SS La Valencia for the 7 nights, and then you're doing the 6 nights on the train where you end in Istanbul. You have the opportunity to go to the hustle bustle markets within Istanbul. The bazaars, they're absolutely phenomenal and one that you do not want to miss. And you do 1 night in Istanbul there, and then you fly home. Now, if you did want to extend your stay, you have the ability to be able to do that as well. Then we have the castles of Transylvania, 1 night hotel with 4 nights on the Golden Eagle, and then 7 nights on the SS Maria Teresa. You go into what is said to be Dracula's home village where he was born. So you'll tour through that. They'll go through the history of all of that. And then you'll move on from there as well. With Uniworld, we're always looking for ways that we can create and elevate our experiences. So one of the ways that we're doing that is in the evenings. Not only do we have our evening experiences, we'll have local folk dancers that'll come in, entertainment in the evening that will be local to the destination that we're traveling to, but we'll also be taking our guests off the ship and doing private concert events, for example, in Austria, where we do a Mozart private concert. We take our guests to the orchestra and they have a private concert, which is a phenomenal experience to only have a small group of travelers, very intimate and very unique. We've also integrated our Roaring on the Rivers, and this is a 1920s themed event where we have everyone dress up one of the evenings while we're cruising in their best 1920s renditions, whether it be flapper dresses, dressed up to the nines for the gentlemen, and you're dancing and listening as you're essentially sailing down, whether it be the Danube or wherever it may be. The world is big and beautiful, and we want to make sure that we're protecting them. So with Uniworld, we've eliminated single-use plastics on our ships. Every cabin will always have a reusable water bottle that you can take with you so that you can refill along your journey during the day as well while you go out. We also try to conserve water while you're on board as well. So if you decide that you don't want to have your sheets cleaned on middle of the way through, and you're fine with having the sheets basically go through for the 7 days, you have that ability to be able to do that as well. And if you're fine with reusing your towels, then you have that opportunity to do that as well. We have an outstanding loyalty program. So if you've traveled with Uniworld, as a returning traveler, you do get a 5% reduction on your trip. If you've traveled on any of the travel corporations trips, whether it be Insight, Luxury Gold, any of our brand products, you also have the ability to be able to get that 5% as well. And that's combinable with any offer that we have in the market. COVID is still around. We're still talking about it 2 years later, but it is still very, very important to us to make sure that we are taking care of our guests as well as the employees on board our ship. So we always want to make sure that we're doing everything that we possibly can to protect your health while on board. We do require you to wear masks in the public spaces. Obviously, if you're having dinner or sitting at the lounge, you don't have to worry about wearing a mask. There is going to be hand sanitizers throughout the entire ship as well. And we are always doing temperature checks as well to make sure that everyone that is traveling on the ship is safe and healthy. Yeah, so if that does happen, then we do take them off the ship to protect the health of the rest of the group, essentially. We also have our promo that's going on. So being a part of CAA, there are some fantastic benefits. We do offer a double member benefit of $1,000 off per couple. We do have another promo that's going on. This specific promo, the double member benefit promo, is running until the end of June for 2022 and 2023 departures. The other promo that is combinable with this offer is an additional up to $500 per couple for departures essentially until the end of September this year. And the offer is valid until June 30th as well. Does anyone have any questions? Yes. Yes, so in terms of security, we do have security staff on board. So when we are docked in destination, we do have our security staff that is there checking those that are coming in and out that are on board. If you are coming, you do have your key card that will allow you access into the ship, but otherwise it's locked essentially. Any other questions? Perfect. Thank you. And again, we hope to see you on board. If you do have any questions, we do have the lovely CAA agents here to help and assist you. Without further ado, I will introduce my wonderful colleague, who is from Viking, and her name is Jordan.
Good evening, everyone. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us. You're not going to share your clicker? I'm just kidding. I don't know. I can hit the enter button. Hello. My name is Jordana Botting. A little bit about me. I've been in the cruise industry for over 20 years. And in my career, I've been on about 83 cruises. Anywhere from a 30-passenger yacht to a 5,000-passenger mega ship. And what I love about working for Viking is, at Viking, we believe a trip should be more than just a trip. We believe it should be a doorway to personal incitement and cultural enrichment. And of course, we believe the best way to immerse yourself in new cultures is by the world's rivers, oceans, and now the Great Lakes. So with Viking, you'll be able to explore all 7 continents, 95 countries, 403 ports with our product. We have been in the industry for 25 years this August. And what has made us so successful over the last 25 years is we try not to be everything to everybody. So while other cruise lines out there are building bigger ships with more theme park style attractions on the ships, at Viking, we're focusing on the Viking way, which is focusing on the destination. We are an adult-only cruise line, so you have to be 18 years or older to sail with us. My favorite, I love the owner of our company. He says this all the time. He loves his grandkids. He just doesn't want a vacation with them all the time. So he built a cruise line where they couldn't come on. So we are a highly inclusive product. So what that means is we offer you everything you're going to need in your cruise fare. So from meals to beverages, beer and wine at lunch and dinner, we include a free shore excursion in every port of call that we go to. And our fleet, well, we are just not a river cruise company. So we started in 1997 with our river ships. We created kind of the modern river cruise industry as we know it today. And in 2015, we took that amazing river cruise experience, bottled it up, and put it on the first ever ocean ship that has been designed to be a river cruise experience. So 930 passengers, no casino on the ship. It is a true destination ocean focused cruise ship. We have our first ever North American ship, which is our Mighty Mississippi. And then we have the Viking Expedition. Has anybody seen this beautiful ship, Dr. Paul Cornwall? Yeah, this is our Viking Octonus. She is right now doing the Great Lakes. So we are known as the Thinking Person's Cruise. So all of our onboard activities and our onshore excursions has been designed to make sure we shed light on the destination you're sailing with. So on board of all of our ships, when you're on board, we want to make sure you're still in the destination. So we have our lectures from our guest lecturers on board. We have dining that's focused on the destination itself. We have cooking classes with our chefs, wine tastings with our sommeliers. So when you're on board of the ship, we want you still in that destination. All of our ships have a beautiful Scandinavian design, no matter what ship you're on, river, ocean, expedition. They're very understated. They're very elegant ships with lots of windows to make sure you're still connected into the destination. We've designed all of our ships for comfort and serenity itself. All of the staterooms too, well, of course, you're going to be cruising. You're going to need to rest up, be nice and relaxed for your next day of excursion. So All of our staterooms come with king-size beds, luxury linens. We have lots of storage, lots of outlets. My favorite part is our bathrooms. We actually have award-winning bathrooms. Heated floors, glassed-in showers. They're absolutely amazing. So it's a great place for you to wake up refreshed, relax, and enjoy your next day at port. And then food. Food is a big thing at Viking. We believe food is a big part of any journey. So our highly trained chefs are passionate about providing you a culinary rich experience on board. So we locally source all of our ingredients to bring those local dishes to you on board the ship. And then we pair it with that complimentary regional wine, which is quite nice. And then when you're on shore, you're going to get to enjoy a free included excursion that will bring you to a must-see historic highlight, a UNESCO site. The main site of that destination you're going to get to experience. But we also go above and beyond, especially when you're on river, because a lot of our included excursions are in the morning, right? So then you have all afternoon in port to do what you want. So you can go wander on your own, or you can enjoy one of our optional excursions that we offer you to tap into the local life. So this gets you an idea of how the locals live. You can go in to visit a home. You can go in and actually visit a local school. We have Working World, which will tap you into the world at work, visiting the windmills at Kinderdijk, our different wineries. And then we have our privilege access experiences. And these experiences will open doors otherwise a little bit difficult for you to visit. So we have before and after hour visits to world-renowned museums, behind the stage visits to Vietnamese in Vienna, the Vienna Boys concert. So there's a lot of unique experiences. One thing I love about cruising, and river cruising especially, is that you can do what you want when you want to do. So if you're interested in history, you can learn as much about history. If food is your jam, like me, you can go explore many of the different local markets. Or if you enjoy just relaxing, you can do that. Now, these are our beautiful longships. They're absolutely identical. We have over 80 of them sailing the rivers. They're perfectly built. We have 5 different categories of staterooms on board of the ships. And we offer over 20 different river itineraries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some of the top itineraries. I know some of my colleagues probably went into these more in depth, but I'll just quickly highlight some of our top cruising itineraries. So the first river, of course, when river cruising we need to talk about is one of Europe's best loved rivers, the Rhine. So our Rhine getaway itinerary is an 8-day itinerary. This takes you from Amsterdam to Basel, Switzerland. So you're going to start in Amsterdam with their iconic narrow houses. Amsterdam is one of the most visited cities in Europe and probably one of my favorites. You get to walk around. It's a great walking city to get lost in through all the bridges. You have the incredible art there in the Rijksmuseum as well, and the great outdoor market that they have. Also, you'll get to see the windmill dotted waterways of the Netherlands. So these are some of the most photographic windmills in the world in Kinderdijk. For those of you who don't know, most of the Netherlands is underwater, and the Dutch are phenomenal with their water management. And you get to go learn all about it in the incredible city of Kinderdijk. You'll also get to see the incredible grand cathedrals of Germany. One of them you'll get to see is pictured here. This is the Dome in Cologne, Germany. I love where we dock kind of right here at the water, so it's within walking distance. This is another great thing about river cruising is you're docked in the heart of town, so you can really get to spend time in the city. Not only explore the grand cathedrals of Germany, you get to explore all of their medieval old towns, which is great. Koblenz, we do a great walking tour through the incredible old town there. And then also along the Rhine, we have the Alsace wine region. So we stop in Strasbourg, France, and you can do tours to the different wineries there. So if you enjoy wine, you can do that as well. But my favorite part about cruising the Rhine is the Rhine Gorge. So this is the Rhine Valley. It's a UNESCO heritage site. And every mile, there's an incredible, gorgeous castle dotted along there. And when we do sailings like this, you can enjoy the top deck or our aquavit terrace. And our program director will tell you stories as we're going through about each of the incredible castles. One of my favorite stories is the tale about Lorelei, who is a maiden who drowned, and she actually calls the sailors in as you sail by her. So I think it's the wind playing tricks, but it's a great story to hear as you're going through the Rhine. Now, from the Rhine, the next river that I have to talk about that as a must if you have not done it yet, is the Danube. So the longest river in the EU, starting in the Black Forest, going all the way to the Black Sea. Our romantic Danube is a great itinerary because it offers you 3 overnights in 3 amazing cities: Budapest, Vienna, and Regensburg. So you'll start with an overnight in Budapest, giving you plenty of time to enjoy this incredible city. This is one of the cities that ranks on various top 10 lists, but not many people have traveled there. Me being in the travel industry as long as I did, I didn't get to go to Budapest until my first Viking cruise, and I love it. I get so excited going back every time. You got the incredible architecture of not only their parliament building, but you got the Fisherman's Bastion up in Castle Hill. You also got the Mathis Church, which is one of the most spectacular churches I've ever walked into. So, and what's great about Budapest is all of their UNESCO sites are all close together, so you can experience the city just in a couple days. And then we go to Vienna with an overnight in Vienna. So Vienna is one of my favorite cities. I like saying walking through Vienna is like walking through pages of a fairy tale, because this picture, I'm not lying, this is true. You'll walk past one ornate palace after another, and you see these horse and carriages trotting around, and it's absolutely incredible. So our included excursion will take you around. You'll get to see all the incredible imperial buildings of Vienna. With 2 nights, you might get a chance to go see Schönbrunn Palace, maybe this Lipizzaner our horses. You'll have plenty of time to really immerse yourself in Vienna. Not only that, we have 2 nights in Regensburg, and Regensburg is an incredible medieval city. It is it's the oldest city on the Danube, and the only city that was not demolished in World War II by World War II bombing. So when you walk through Vienna, you are walking through, Regensburg, you are walking through the true medieval time, stepping back into time. So it's a picture card worth seeing. We also stop at lesser known places along the Danube. So for example, Krems, where you get to go visit Gotwig Abbey. It's a true working abbey with 48 monks that work there on the regular. But my favorite part is the sailing. So this sailing is the Vaca Valley. This is the Austrian wine valley. It's a UNESCO site. Once again, you get to sail by, you get to hear all the incredible stories. My favorite story you're going to hear is above the town of Dürnstein, where you get to hear about Richard the Lionheart and how he's imprisoned there. If you have a little bit more time than 8 days, I highly recommend exploring the Rhine and the Danube all in one. So we have our Grand European tour that takes you from Amsterdam to Budapest. What's a little bit different is you get to go through the Main Canal, and this is quintessential Germany. So this is where they wrote Snow White. You get the timber houses, you get the incredible wine region of Würzburg, Germany. And then you get to see the incredible Würzburg Palace. So as I mentioned, we have over 20 different itineraries. So you can enjoy different itineraries through the Netherlands during tulip time. We have incredible itineraries through France that will take you down the Seine and the Rhone and through Egypt. And then we have our incredible Mississippi ship. So this is our brand new ship coming down the mighty Mississippi. She is designed just like all of our other ships. We will be offering an incredible 5 different itineraries. So we'll be offering 3 itineraries focused on the lower Mississippi. This is my favorite part of the Mississippi. You got that Southern charm, you got that incredible Creole and Cajun food. You also got that Civil War history. So we have 3 itineraries focused down there: New Orleans, Southern charms, Heart of the Delta, and Mississippi holiday season. And then the upper stretches of the Mississippi, we have America's Great River and America's Heartland. So you're going to hear stories of the pioneers, walking the footsteps of Mark Twain, learn about the John Deere family. Now, as I mentioned, we have an incredible ocean product that was designed by our river guests. So I'm going to show you this quick video.
Viking Sea and Viking Sky are the ships our river guests inspired us to build. With just 930 guests, these small ships are thoughtfully designed to enrich your journey in every aspect. And because of our size, we're able to dock in prime locations. We also use the latest green technology, and all our ocean ships meet the strictest environmental regulations. Outside, our main pool with retractable roof is always perfect for a swim, even if the weather should be less than perfect. And we didn't just add an arm, we created the energy to give you a sense of swimming right in your destination. When you yearn for serenity, the winter garden is the place to unplug and indulge in an afternoon tea service. Even the spa experience has been reimagined. In addition to holistic methods, we follow Nordic tradition, the treatment that combines an invigorating sauna with our remarkable snow water, where snowflakes gently descend from the ceiling through chilled air to greatly improve the body's circulation. Every destination has its own flavor, and on board Viking Star, Sea and Sky, you can taste them all. Our menus feature regional specialties made with locally sourced ingredients, along with always available American classics. There are multiple dining options, from relaxed and casual to our elegant restaurant. Perhaps you'd enjoy the chef's table for a specially prepared tasting menu complete with wine pairings, or my previous Italian restaurant for a classic Italian antipasto, delicious handmade pasta, or tempting tiramisu. If a quiet, private meal is what you desire, we offer 24-hour room service. And since the ultimate dining room is the great outdoors, Viking Star and her sister ships each offer more al fresco dining experiences than any other ships at sea. And then, of course, there are the accommodations. Great care was taken to ensure that every stateroom is an inviting home on the water, designed with the understated elegance Viking has come to be known for. The choices range from comfortable staterooms to spacious suites. And every one has a veranda, so you're always just steps away from stunning views. Join us as we usher in a new era of ocean cruising. On board ships of Viking, you'll enjoy ocean cruising reimagined. Let's bring the world in.
I absolutely love our ocean ships. So if you guys are, okay, we've already heard enough of you. So if you guys are river cruisers and want to experience an ocean cruise, I would definitely recommend Viking Ocean because it is a true destination-focused cruising. We don't have any casinos on board of the ship. We are in port almost every single day. I'm actually heading out in a couple weeks to go to Northern Europe. I have a 15-day cruise and I'm only having 2 sea days in 15 days. So it truly is a destination-focused cruise line. We offer anything from an 8-day cruise to our 136-day world cruise. Now, when I grow up, I have a dream, and that's my dream in life. So we're all over Scandinavia, Northern Europe. We're in the Med all year round. We are also in Australia, New Zealand. We're in the Caribbean. We go to Alaska. We're down Eastern Canada, and we're also in South America. So if you're looking for something a little bit different, but you still want that river cruise experience, talk to your CAA advisor, and they'll be able to direct you. Now, I cannot end my presentation without mentioning Viking Expedition because she is in the back door and you guys are going to see her next time she comes through. She is a brand new ship. We introduced her in January of this year. She only has 378 guests, and we designed our expedition ship to not only bring you closer to the world around you, but really get you into scientific discovery. So we believe in scientific discovery at Viking. So this ship has been purposely built to bring scientists. So we have 25 different scientists on board, ranging from biologists to geologists to oceanologists to glaciologists and so many more. They work on board in our onboard laboratory, and they do different destination lectures on board of the ship to really get you into the destination. Now, our itineraries, we're of course going to the Arctic and the Antarctic, but she is going to be the first luxury cruise ship, and she is the first luxury cruise ship in the Great Lakes. This year, we're going to be doing 3 different itineraries. So we start with our Toronto and the Great Lakes. So we go from Toronto, of course, through the Welland Canal. She's a tight fit, ladies and gentlemen. She's nice and snug in there. But she gets through. We dock in Port Colborne, where we have a bus that takes you from Niagara Falls to Niagara on the Lake. We then go to Point Pelee, Detroit, Alpena, through Mackinac, into Milwaukee. And then we go from Milwaukee back through Mackinac Island, 3 days in Georgian Bay, where we stay at Fraser Bay, Killarney, and Perry Sound. Now, what are we going to do here? Well, on board of this ship, we have kayaks. We also have submarines. Yes, we have a yellow submarine where we can actually take you underneath the water, and it's included in your cruise fare to go see some of those shipwrecks in Georgian Bay, which would be amazing. So you have lots of time to play with all the toys before we head to Thunder Bay. And then we go into undiscovered Great Lakes. So we go from Thunder Bay, we circumnavigate Lake Superior with stops in Duluth, Apostle Islands, Houghton, through the Sioux Locks back into Milwaukee. So these are our 2022 itineraries. If you want to see all 5 Great Lakes at once, we are going to be offering an itinerary in 2023. So 15 days will take you through Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Georgian Bay, Lake Erie, and into Lake Ontario. So if you want any further details, if you want to stick a little bit close to home when you're traveling, maybe this year, please reach out to your CAA consultant. But we do have some great specials on. It is our 25th anniversary, so we are celebrating a little bit. So that romantic Danube and those Rhine getaway itineraries I went through, look at this price. This is Canadian dollars. $25.99 Canadian dollars for an 8-day cruise. It includes free air to Europe. I just did a quote to air to Europe. It was $2,200 just for the air there. So $25.99 per person. You get free silver beverage packages. You get your Wi-Fi, you get shore excursions in every port of call. So this is available for all 2022 sailings if you want to go someplace that is available in 2022. Now, because you work with CAA, and what is amazing about our partnership with CAA is they're the only partners we offer this to. So it is truly a true partnership between Viking and CAA. And if you book with them, you get an extra $100 per person shipboard credit for anywhere from an 8-day to an 11-day cruise, and $200 for a 12-day or longer cruise. All right, so thank you so much, everyone. Do we have any questions? Okay, I did that good. All right, I'm going to bring my friend Hillary up. She will be talking about Avalon and Waterways. So thank you, Hillary.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Hopefully you're not all asleep because I'm the last presenter. Everyone's awake. You need a stretch? No, you're good? Good, good, good. Well, I'll try not to bore you. I need the flicker. Is there a flicker? Did you leave a flicker? Use the button. Okay. All right. You're teaching me. Well done. All right. Good. Let's figure out what flicker it is or what button. All right. Perfect. So yes, my name is Hillary Brown. I'm the business development manager here on behalf of the Globus family of brands. We have 4 brands under our belt. We have Globus, which is our superior first-class product, centrally located hotels. We have our Cosmos product, which is our value pack product. We have Monograms, which is our fully independent travel product. And then, of course, we have Avalon Waterways, which is our river cruising product. So again, saying all that, we've been in the business for 94 years, 430 vacations over 70 countries and 6 continents. The only continent that we do not travel on is Antarctica. We had in the past with Monograms, and then we had stopped it. Now, hopefully, we will bring it back again. So Avalon Waterways, we are the youngest fleet on the water. Our average age is 8 years. We do not refurbish our ships. We build our ships. We only build new ships, which allows us to be more modern, contemporary design. We've been voted #1 river cruise line with our open air balcony concept, which I'll show you a couple of slides. The #1 river cruise company with our open slides, with our open air balconies. So again, just to let you know, I'm going to go through a few of these top differences with Avalon Waterways. #1 is being our 200 square foot stateroom. As well as Avalon Choice. We're going to talk about all about choice. When you're on your vacation, it should be about your choice, how you would like to travel. And we're going to speak about our active and discovery itineraries. We're going to speak about our storyteller series, and then our short and sweet itineraries as well. So how many of you have sailed on a river cruise in the past? Oh, good amount number, great. How many of you have sailed on an ocean cruise before? More hands, right. So, you know, the number one comment that we always get is we're not ready to travel on a river cruise. I like my ocean cruise. I don't feel I'm ready for a river cruise. But when the true passengers have traveled on a river cruise, the comment is always, well, why didn't I do that sooner? So better is not always bigger. And when it comes to river cruising, and I'm going to end the presentation with kind of putting all the river cruise companies in the same basket right now, but we all have our different aspects to it. But, you know, river cruising, all ships are built the same width and height. So we're all an average of 150 passengers versus 3,000 passengers. You've got to look at it a football field. We are 150 passengers on one football field, whereas you look at an ocean cruise, you're looking at 4 football fields with 700 passengers on it. So again, there is more space when it comes to river cruising. Our ratio on Avalon Waterways is 1:3 versus 1:6. And again, you're looking at 83 staterooms versus 1,500 staterooms. So again, better is not always bigger. The difference is how we built our ships. And what Avalon Waterways has done is, remember, as I said, all ships have to be built the same width and height. And that's it right there. Why? Because of the reason of going through the locks and under the bridges. If we were to have a balcony on there, we would have to, you can imagine, if we had a balcony on there, what's going to happen to it? It's not there. So what Avalon Waterways has done is we push the walls out, and we don't have that flicker, right? It's okay. I'm going to start walking and showing you with my finger. We'll figure this out. So again, what Avalon Waterways has done is we pushed the walls out to have a full 200 square foot stateroom with a full 11x7 open air balcony. So we're 30% larger than the average out there with the River Cruise Company, which also allows our beds to face the view. We're the only company that has the beds facing the view. You have to remember, history happened by the water. Not much to look at when you're staring at a wall, right? So again, I'll show you some other wonderful views with that as well. So let's just take an inner side view into an inner look into the Avalon Waterways. So here we go. As I said, number one, there's like an echo coming over here, and I apologize. I don't know, there's a big echo. I don't know what it is. It's off the, you can't? Okay, good. So again, when it comes to the panorama suites, we have our panorama suites, 200 square foot staterooms, fully open 11x7, which really opens the balcony, which allows us to have more space and less passengers on our ships as well. So right there, look at that. That is your stateroom right there, bed facing the view. As I mentioned, not much to look at when you're staring at a wall. When history happened by the waters, the bed with the view. Again, with the other feature, which allows us beds facing out, also enlarges our bathrooms as well. This is our marble bathrooms, L'Occitane products. And I'm going to play a Where's Waldo game with you, because this is the end of the presentation and I want you all to wake up. All right. So on the left hand side, I'll play with you and I'll give you some hints. But is there anything on the left hand side that you would see different? Maybe your bathroom. I don't have this in my bathroom. A hotel room, a ocean cruise. Anyone notice anything different? Yes. You got it. That's fantastic. Perfect. Yes, Dr. Oz once said that you should never share towels because you share your germs. So his and her towels on the left-hand side. Honey, you drop the towel. No, honey, you pick, it's brown, pick it up. Okay, fine. It was my towel. But again, also enlarges our bathroom as well. So again, the many benefits to the features with Avalon Waterways. That was a quick fast. Did you hear my presentation before? No. As well here, again, it's an absolutely beautiful view, having your feet up. It's stunning to just peek out and look. The great thing about Avalon Waterways as well is that we do not recirculate the air within the ships, within the staterooms. It is true fresh air coming in from the open air balcony as well. We want you to feel home away from home. Bicycles on board, our cruise directors, as well as our wonderful chefs, our maitre d's, our staff are here to help you. They know your name by day 2. We also have our Avalon host, which is there to guide you with a Zumba class, a Pilates class, you know, and I'm going to say it's CAA triptychs. You still do triptychs with CAA when they do highlight the area that you're going to go? Well, they do the exact same thing when it comes to doing a little map for you to take your bicycle out or a little hike or something. So, and again, of course, our Avalon Waterways staterooms, a choice of pillow as well. So again, we want you to feel home away from home, relax. L'Occitane products on board, Lavazza coffee, cappuccino, espresso, mochaccino. I hear we have wonderful hot chocolate on board as well. Fresh baked cookies. Everyone tried the cookies outside? Yes, just like that, fresh baked cookies. So again, it's an absolutely wonderful experience and everything is included. We also ask you to shop locally. We paid in kindness. We truly believe in supporting the local communities and the local markets, the local wineries when you're in town. So you've been on a cruise ship, correct? A few of you put up your hands. How many of you have been allowed to take alcohol back on board? You've been allowed, but it's been stopped, right? You're not allowed to take it to your stateroom, yes? Avalon Waterways allows you and asks you to go to the local wineries, support them, and bring the alcohol on board. There is a surcharge in your dining room. It's 15 euros, but again, we have regional wines with lunch and dinner, and they are regional wines. They're absolutely wonderful. My husband and I fell in love with a bottle Côte d'Ivoire on our anniversary, and I found it in the LCBO 4 years ago, and it's $22 a bottle. So just to keep that in mind as well, it's not house wine, it's regional wine. So we ask you to go and support the wineries, bring it back on board. You know, our cruise directors always say, when they clean the staterooms, the L'Occitane products are always taken and the empty bottles are always left. So it goes to show you. Flex dining, the next slide I'm going to show you as well is we have multiple locations, multiple dining on our ships. The flex dining, so you can go up for dinner from 7 until 8:30 p.m. If you're anything like me and enjoy French fries at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you'll go and have dinner at 8:30 in the evening. As well as I mentioned, our multiple menus and venues. So on the top left-hand side, we have our continental breakfast room service. On the top right-hand side, depending on the season and weather, we have our Sky Grill. And the bottom left-hand side, we'll start with the middle actually, is our Panorama Lounge, our main dining room. Then we have our Panorama Bistro, which is tapas, hot plates, almost like what you're getting in the main dining room, but you don't have to have a sit-down service. You can, it's small plates if you want to go off and just Salzburg, enjoy a concert, and you can have a quick bite. And then, of course, we also have picnic blankets that your maitre d' and your chef can put together for you as well. We also have happy hour from 5:45 to 6:45 just before dinner during the port talk of the cruise director. And the nice thing about it is the happy hour is 50% off drinks. So if you'd like a brandy, you would like a scotch, I like red wine. If you'd like white wine, then again, it's 50% off drinks. It's not buy one, get one. So just to go through the main schedule, early riser breakfast at 6 o'clock in the morning. We have our a la carte breakfast from 7 to 9. Then we have our a la carte lunch, which is 12:30. And again, you can have that lunch in the main dining room, or you can have it in the Sky Grill. And then, of course, afternoon tea at 4 p.m. Hopefully you've all had dinner tonight, all right? Nobody's hungry right now? So, and then dinner, we also have dinner, which we had shown you, which is a soup, a salad, a main meal, and a dessert. Your main meal will consist of a chicken, a red meat, a vegetarian, or a fish. If you'd like, you can have all, but again, that is also available. We cater to any dietary restrictions, gluten-free, celiac. The only thing that we cannot cater to is halal and kosher because you need 2 separate kitchens. Other than that, we can cater to all dietary needs. Also, we have our adventure center. The picnic blankets cannot go with, the picnic baskets cannot go out without a picnic blankets. We have our picnic blankets. We have our Nordic walking sticks. We have bicycles. We have Fitbits, all available as well, complimentary through our adventure center. Again, our adventure host is there to guide you with, we'll say, a triptych. You'll understand that. For a hike or a bicycle ride, put something together for you. He or she may join you on a couple of our excursions, as well as maybe, again, doing a Zumba class or a yoga class. Then we also have our Go app. And our Go app is, we're trying to work with our sustainability, trying to work very hard to get away from the paper. So on your Go app, about 30 days prior, you can download this app, and on there you have your e-documents, you have your day-by-day itinerary, you have shopping on there, currency converter. You can pen it and snap it, post it up on social media, as well as we have, it's an augmented navigation system, which means you do not need Wi-Fi. So for example, there's another tab that will say restaurants, shops, theaters, cafes, and you just click on cafes, you pick the cafe that you want to go to, and it'll take you right there, just like Google Maps, and then it'll bring you back. And again, you don't need Wi-Fi or data for that. When it comes to Avalon Waterways, again, this experience is for you. This is your trip of a lifetime. And we have 3 types of excursions. We have our classic, active, and discovery, and these are all included. Our classic is our must-see sites. Our active is maybe you want to do a hiking tour, a jogging tour through Vienna, paddling down the Rhine, canoeing down the Danube, or you can do a discovery, cooking lessons in Vienna, learning how to make schnitzel and strudel and potato salad all at the same time, enjoying a glass of wine. Or you can take a painting class and enjoy to learn how to paint a Monet or a Van Gogh. So again, these are all available. And the great thing about these excursions, and I'm just going to flip through some pages as I speak. The great thing about these excursions is that they are included. So we can be on the exact same itinerary and have a completely different experience. You may want to travel together, but you may not want to do the same excursion. So that is also included as well. So a couple of the top sailings I wanted to share with you. Number 1 and 2, if you've never been on a river cruise before, I highly recommend the Rhine or the Danube. Paris to Normandy's landings, we have 35 offices worldwide. You are dealing with a Canadian office. The advisors from CAA are Canadian. They are speaking to us. We are based in Toronto. Everything is Canadian dollars, Canadian pricing. Even with that promo, everything is Canadian. Now, just to let you know, with number 3, Paris to Normandy's landings, even if we have 1 Canadian on board, we will take you to Juno Beach. So just to keep that in mind as well. Okay. Now, if you another game, since you're all still awake, right? Another game I'm going to play with you is, anybody recognize the lady in pink? Meredith Vieira. Now, Meredith Vieira from The View. Yeah. This is our ship, The View, which actually I think, fits right there. She just christened our newest ship. She's the godmother of the Avalon View. She does Millionaire, I think it's called. But also 25 words or less as well. She's very popular with her game shows lately. But again, Meredith Vieira is our newest godmother. We're very proud to have her on board as well. So we go over we have 80 cruises over 10 rivers. So we go the Rhine, the Seine, the Moselle, the Holland and Belgium, the Danube, just to name a few. You can have our itineraries from 5 nights up until 23 nights. So just to keep that in mind as well. In 2018, we came out with our Active and Discovery. And this is more hands-on and more engaging itineraries. So really, what's the difference between our Active and Discovery and our classic itineraries is that they're more excursion choices. They're more Active and Discovery excursions. Remember, I told you about you have the classic, you have the Active, and you have the Discovery. More time at each port, more overnights in each port, more daytime sailing, and more unique ports. So I just wanted to show you the next 2 slides. Who to write Active and Discovery cruises? New to river cruising, multi-generation, and seasoned river cruises. Now, if you've ever been on a river cruise and you've sailed on the Romantic Rhine, has anyone sailed on the Romantic Rhine in the past in this room? Okay, good, few hands there. So even though you would have sailed on the Romantic Rhine, which would have been Amsterdam to Basel, that itinerary you could take and go down the Romantic Rhine the exact same on Active and Discovery and have a completely different experience. So on the left, which is our classic versus Active and Discovery on the right, they both have Amsterdam in the itineraries here, as well as there is 11 ports. There's 7 ports in the Romantic Rhine, and there's 11 ports in Active and Discovery on the Rhine. So they're closer together. There's more ports on the Active and Discovery. Excursions There are 14 excursions included with the romantic wine, our classic itinerary. And with our active and discovery on the Rhine, we have 20 excursions that are included. So again, if you've really enjoyed the sailing down the romantic Rhine, you can go back and have a completely different experience. And I'm frozen. Ah, there we go. So again, just to go into Amsterdam a little bit, you know, the classic, as I said, is a must-see excursion, is a canal cruise to explore the iconic waterways and sites of Amsterdam. That's a classic. Active, maybe taking a biking tour through the Dutch countryside past, you know, the polders, the quaint centuries, old villages. And then discovery, you can take a painting class again and enjoy to learn how to paint a Monet or Van Gogh, for example. So just to give you an example, for an active and discovery, this is more hands-on, more engaging. Even though it does say active and discovery, please do not get discouraged from that word. You do not need to be active to go on any of these itineraries. I see a few smiles there. Just as an example, I actually did active and discovery on the Danube in 2019, and I did a bicycle tour from Spitz to Krems, 23 kilometers. And I hadn't been on a bike in 25 years, and I thought, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to do this. Needless to say, I had a guide in front of me, 2 in the middle and 1 at the back. And that was the day I absolutely fell in love with the itinerary. I cycled all the way down the Danube. It was flat, stopped in Dürnstein, had a coffee. It was an absolutely wonderful experience. And just to let you know, I still can't bike ride. So there you go. Also, if you're a foodie as well, I just want to give you some other options when it comes to Avalon Waterways. If you have heard of Chef Vikram Vish, he is in Vancouver. We are hosting a cruise for him in August, and that itinerary is going to be active and discovery on the Danube. That's the one that I was saying I was just on. But again, this is an absolutely wonderful itinerary. He's going back to his roots where he learned to cook. And you actually can go on, you can do a tour with him. He'll teach you some of his meals that he's cooking on board. So again, this is, I believe, leaving August the 8th, 2022. So this is an amazing itinerary. There's great promotions on it. So please reach out to any of the CAA advisors and they'll be able to help you with this. Oh, I went too fast, I think. Okay. Here we go. Also, special interest cruises. If you're into photography, if you're into festive time cruises, Christmas time cruises, they're absolutely wonderful. Again, wine appreciation. New one that we have is Bites, Brews, Views in Belgium. As I mentioned, when it comes to our history cruise, the only thing that we can, even if we have 1 Canadian on board, we will take you to Juno Beach. So this is windmills, blooming fields, beer tasting, culinary pairing. Starting in Amsterdam, this is an 8-day cruise starting in Amsterdam and ending in Brussels with a 7-day river cruise. So this is an absolutely wonderful itinerary, again, if you're a foodie. And then if you are into Once Upon a River, our storyteller series, Gillian Flynn from Gone Girl, she'll be on one of our itineraries. Sister Hazel will be hosting one of our itineraries. Gillian Flynn, I said Gillian Flynn from Gone Girl. Candace Bushnell from Sex and the City, just to name a few. Anybody heard of Diane Gobaldon, the author of Outlander? Yes. Has anyone heard? She was also on one of our itineraries. It was completely sold out, and we're hoping to get her back in 2023. So if you are interested in any of these storyteller series, again, please reach out to the advisors with CAA, and they'll be happy to help you with that as well. I also wanted to mention another way of taking Avalon Waterways is that you can do a cruise and tour. So you can stay longer or you can stay shorter, stay longer. So you can do a pre and post. So the Balkan Discovery with 2 nights Transylvania, if you added on our spectacular Switzerland with romantic wine, this becomes a 16-day itinerary. So you can always add a pre and post with one of our tours. You can add it with an ocean cruise. You can add it with a Monograms, which is our fully independent travel product. So again, if you're looking at traveling, try to extend it because there's so much history. I truly believe that all buildings tell a story. So I definitely recommend to look into that as well. We also go further. We also go beyond Europe. We have our Taste of Egypt, which is 2 nights starting in Petra. Sorry, 3 nights in Cairo, ending 2 nights in Petra. This is a 10-day round trip Cairo to Cairo and 4-day cruise on the Nile River. And you can add Jordan on top of this itinerary as well. Fascinating Vietnam and Cambodia and the Mekong River. This is our ship's 245 square foot staterooms. Again, really letting the outside in. These are 18 staterooms with 36 passengers on these ships. And you have 6 choices that you can add on to this itinerary, starting in Siem Reap and ending in Ho Chi Minh City. Top River Cruises, again, you have to remember that travel had stopped. It was suspended, but all that travel is now happening in 2022 and 2023. So all the passengers that were suspended are now traveling in 2020, 2022, and 2023. 70% of the business with the Globus family of brands is new business. We are all ready to travel. So again, Christmas time markets is sold out. So if there is anything that you are interested in, please, as I mentioned, the advisors are here to help you share all the promotions that we have. And speaking about promotions, $499 air plus $3,200 off per couple. And then I have another wonderful promotion, waive the single supplement. Has anyone ever paid for a single supplement? Yes. Well, when it comes to Avalon Waterways, we waive the single supplement, and it's a wonderful promotion. And I'll tell you a little story behind it to get another little giggle out of you before the night's over. But that is, we had a Nancy, our cruise director, and she had a gentleman and a woman come on board, and the gentleman said, whatever's on her tab, you put it on my tab. And then the woman had come up and said, what did he say? Well, whatever is on your tab is to go on. Yeah, we're married, we love each other, but he snores. I watch movies all night. It was the best deal. So they did the 2 separate staterooms for the single supplement. So kept their marriage alive, right? So again, there are some great promotions out there, so don't hesitate to ask. And then travel is back, and we all want to thank you on behalf of everyone at CAA, on behalf of myself with Globus family of brands. We want to help you get there as well. And if you book within the next 2 weeks, I'm going to offer a $200 off per couple as well. So, any questions? Yes.
Weather like here.
Honestly, I would compare it to what the weather is here. It's so hard to judge right now. I mean, it's supposed to be what right now outside, and we're almost June. It's so hard to judge. Honestly, the best thing to do is look on the weather network, you know, just before you go. But normally it's the same as here. Yeah. Any other questions? You guys all want to leave, or I told you everything you need to know. Well, again, thank you all, and we look forward to seeing you on Avalon Waterways, and thank you all for coming out tonight and being with everyone here. And now I'm going to introduce Lois to speak about groups. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Hillary. Thank you. Hello, everyone. It's still early with this light outside, so we're good. We're good. My name is Lois, and I work here at CAA in the groups department. I just wanted to thank you very much for coming out tonight. Remind you that we have some travel agents here from most of our offices. We just short from our St. Catharines office, but that's we can definitely help you with that. I just wanted to let you know that in the packages that you received, there are 2 flyers in there. So what we have done is we have packaged 2 of the river cruises. One is a Rhine River Cruise, and the other one is a Danube River Cruise. Tonight, you heard from all 4 companies. They all are a little different. They all offer something different in the way that they present their product. So there's lots of opportunities here for you to travel. However, if you would like to travel in a group so that things are taken care of for you, we do have 2 departures. One is on the Rhine Cruise in August, which we still have room for people. We have about 30 people going on that. And then we have the Danube River Cruise in September. And if you are a single on that Danube River Cruise, there is the Wave Single Supplement that she spoke about. So the package that's in your the flyer that's in your package will reflect that price. Just a note that both those cruises that are listed there do not include airfare. Airfare would be on top of this. Okay. So before we head out, are there any other questions? We just have a couple of door prizes to hand out.